Biofriendly Podcast. It's the Biofriendly Podcast.
If you're just tuning in.
If you're just tuning in.
Well, this is another summer nugget.
It is. It's a summer nugget. It's number 5.
Number 5. And Veronica may not be able to stay the whole show this time.
Exactly. She's going to be called out. She's a very busy lady, and she might be summoned out.
That's right. She might, because she's a busy person. Mm-hmm. Everybody wants to work with Veronica. Veronica's the best.
Yes, absolutely.
She's the best.
So we're doing this series of summer nuggets where we keep these episodes nice and short and sweet because we got a lot of stuff going on this summer. So this is the last in the series. So the one that you hear after this will be back to the original format. And so it's going to be wild when we come back, right? It's going to be like a returning
What
home.
if when we come back we find out that this was the formula, and like you said, they're getting 100,000,
and people are literally like, "That's the greatest show in the world," and we had no idea this whole time.
This whole time,
you never know. Shucks.
Do you have to go?
No, summer nuggets.
Oh, sorry. Summer nuggets had me a blast. Summer nuggets, time to podcast. I'm a guy. His name is Steve.
And I like to spill on my sleeve.
Summer dude, don't be so rude, cause
this is the summer nugget.
Hello. Last one. We're gonna dive in because it is the last summer nugget, and we're gonna try to take as much time with Veronica until she's out of here. This one I thought was interesting. Now we do have a backup, which is about the ocean, which we put at the bottom, whatever. Yeah. But this one was just like, I thought this was a cool subject. It's gonna be tough to fit this in, I think, quickly.
Okay.
But the title of the article says 8 amazing examples of biomimicry.
Oh, this is a good idea for a topic.
Right? Coming out strong at the end here. Yeah. This was one of the first ones I found that I was like, ooh, this is a good one. Ooh. So, how designers and engineers look at nature for solutions. So this is basically all the inventions that we've come up with because we looked at animals and we went, that's cool. I want to do that. And then an engineer or scientist or inventor was like, we make it for us.
Hey, how are we going to kill Dean? Use the lion machine.
Yeah. The Lion Machine. By the way, it's a great band name.
The Lion Machine?
The Lion Machine?
Yeah, that is a good band name.
That's a heavy band.
We should send that to Clayton so he can put that on our list.
That is really good. Like, what band are you playing? The Lion Machine?
The Lion Machine.
Ooh, that's fierce.
Oh, that shirt's going to be good, too. I want their band shirt.
The Lion Machine.
The tour shirt. Oh,
so,
my God.
Biomimicry looks to nature and natural systems for inspiration. That's what biomimicry is. Using nature-inspired strategies for improving design. Through adaptation and evolution, nature spends millions of years tinkering its way out of problems, ending up with some mind-boggling innovations.
For instance, you have never seen cleaner counters than those near the homes of a sponge.
That's true. Never seen cleaner counters than those the homes of sponge. That's a very good point. That's exactly what that is.
Yes.
That's biomimicry
That's
right
biomimicry.
there. Biomimicry.
Someone saw a sponge in the ocean. They're like, man, if I murder this thing by squeezing out all of the liquid, I can use it to absorb liquid on my kitchen cabinets.
Did you guys ever have a job when you were younger where the supervisor said, you got time to lean, you got time to clean? Did you ever have a job where somebody said that to you?
No. Ugh. No, I mean, they could have.
That's the most annoying phrase ever.
You got time to lean.
You got time to clean. Oh, it was a movie theater job. And we were sitting, I was in high school. This is like a young guy job, young guy or girl job. But I'm leaning against the counter and we're talking to each other because there's nobody's seeing a movie at the time. And we're just sitting there and the manager comes out and goes like, you got time to lean, you got time to clean. And I was like, ugh. Like, all you had to do was come out and be like, hey, would you guys mind just wiping down the counters and making sure things look all right? But because it was said like that, I immediately was like, you're the worst.
Yeah.
Got time to lean, you got time to clean. That expression
If you're going to act all superior as the boss, then
exactly.
You don't get to be my boss anymore.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what we did. That day, we Lord of the Flied.
Yeah.
That dude.
Thank God.
Took him to the top of the movie theater and threw him off.
He deserved it. It's okay to murder if it's deserved.
Right. By the way, I'm not talking about my friend Mark.
That's a tag. Just kidding.
I'm not talking about my dear friend Mark, who was a manager at that movie theater, but he wasn't until he was a cool manager. He was our age, and he got promoted to manager.
Yeah. It's probably because he never leaned.
Yeah, he did not lean, and he always cleaned. So the first example of biomimicry is a shark skin. That is what helped inspire the swimsuit.
A shark skin.
Exactly.
Really?
Yes. So shark skin inspired swimsuits received a lot of media attention during the 2008 Summer Olympics when the spotlight was shining on Michael Phelps. Remember that guy?
Oh, how can I forget Michael Phelps?
That guy was born to swim.
Yeah.
Born to swim.
He won the most medals of any Olympic competitor and the most golds of any Olympic competitor. The guy was a beast.
Yeah, and they did all these things on him later where they talked about just the design of his, like the way his feet, his body was shaped. Like he was born to swim.
Built to do this.
He was built to swim.
Yeah.
So
there was a period of time. It's a total tangent. I'm sorry.
No. That's what we do.
That was a period of time in athletics that was kind of unlike any other. You had in golf. You had Tiger Woods, who was like this perfect human built for golf and was just the greatest.
Yeah.
In tennis, you had a guy named Roger Federer, who was like this perfect human built for tennis, and he was greater than anyone else. And in swimming, you had Michael Phelps, who was this perfect human. It was actually kind of crazy to have that many goats, as the kids call them.
The kids do say goats.
At the same time in so many different sports.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. So seen under an electron microscope, shark skin is made up of countless overlapping scales called dermal denticles, or little skin teeth.
Oh my God! I was going to say, is that tooth related?
Denticles. The denticles have grooves running down their length in alignment with water flow. These grooves disrupt the formation of eddies or turbulent swirls of slower water, making the water pass by faster. The rough shape also discourages parasitic growth such as algae and barnacles.
And there is nothing worse than barnacles on your swimsuit.
Tell me about it,
when you are trying to get from yard to thar, and barnacles form, you're like, oh my God.
Every time I go swim in the ocean, I'm like, well, these barnacles are slowing me down. And I get out on the beach, and everybody's like,
is that right? They're trying to slow me down too when I'm out in Cornwall.
Every time I come out of the ocean and I'm like on the beach, everybody's pointing, they're going, your barnacles are showing.
Hey, mate, your barnacles are out. Hey, there's barnacles hanging on your suit, mate.
mate, you got to tuck your barnacles away.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah. So scientists have been able to replicate dermal denticles in swimsuits, which are now banned in major competition, by the way. So
yeah, because they're too effective.
They're too effective.
Were they scientists?
Huh? Were they scientists?
I wonder.
I know.
Because a lot of times the inventor is usually more of it's like an engineer usually.
Yeah. Oh,
usually
sure.
Usually it's some creative person who's got a mind for engineering who looks at something and goes, I'm going to do this. But in the article, they always say scientists.
Yeah. And it's like,
usually the scientists are researching the data that is then taken by the engineers to make something practical.
Yeah, it's like a guy at Lockheed Martin or whatever. Yeah, he's the one who's like, we could make this faster.
No, but seriously, it's funny. It gets reported that way, but that's not really how it works.
Yeah.
Like you learn about the thing because a scientist is in the ocean saying, hey, here's a shark, and this is interesting quality that sharks have that I've observed. And take a look at this now. And then they go, isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
And then some engineer goes, if it does that, then you probably could do it here and make that happen.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's not what we say in our article. It's making me angry.
No, don't be angry. No. We've made it so you don't like me when I'm angry. No, I was gonna say we've made it through 5 summer nuggets.
And I was not angry once.
Got it.
I'm getting worked up over nothing. I'm worked up over nothing. It's probably scientists helped in the process.
They probably helped in the process.
But probably they should say engineers.
Engineer who knew that they could make more money.
Yeah.
Winning.
Give them credit for their job. Nobody wants to be an engineer.
Right.
Because people don't realize that that's the cool job.
It is a cool job.
That's the cool job.
It is a cool job.
Be a physicist or an engineer. Those are the cool jobs.
Do it. So they banned them in competition, but it says they've been able to replicate them on the bottom of boats as well. When cargo ships can squeeze out even a single % of efficiency, they burn less bunker oil and don't require cleaning chemicals for their hulls. Scientists are applying the technique to create surfaces in hospitals that resist bacteria, grow the bacteria can't catch hold of the rough surface. So pretty cool, huh?
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's fascinating.
So
I never knew I wanted to have teeth on my pants.
I know. I want a bathing suit with shark denticles. That's what I want. I want it where you wear your swimsuit and they go, that's a nice swimsuit. And you go, it's lined with denticles, baby.
You've never seen denticles like these.
These are the best denticles you've ever seen in your life. All right, up next, it says beaver equals wetsuit.
What?
Yep. Beavers have a thick layer of blubber.
They do.
Yes, they do. That keeps them warm while they're diving and swimming in their water environments. But they have another trick up their sleeves.
We talk a lot about beavers on this show.
We had a whole episode dedicated to beavers.
We love beavers.
Yeah, we do. Of course. They have another trick up their sleeves for staying toasty. Their fur is so dense that it traps warm pockets of air between the layers, keeping these aquatic mammals not only warm, but dry.
What?
Yeah. So
A warm, dry beaver?
yes, a warm, dry beaver, which is, you're not, I don't know how important it is, but apparently it is.
Apparently it is, because they're just covered in water.
You're gonna
all the time.
Yeah, I know. You're gonna love this next
How
sentence.
do you stay warm and dry when you spend all your time wet?
I don't know. I don't understand it
These
either.
beavers are insane.
Because they're always working in dams.
Yeah.
So you're gonna love this next sentence.
We don't have to bleep them, but
No. Ready?
Context. Go ahead.
Ready for this next
I'm
sentence?
ready.
Engineers at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Credit where credit is due.
Thank you.
Engineers in the Massachusetts Institute of Technology thought surfers might appreciate the same ability, and they created a rubbery, fur-like pelt that they say make bio-inspired materials such as wetsuits. We are particularly interested in wetsuits for surfing, where the athlete moves frequently between air and water environments. So this is like a new wetsuit concept.
Like wetsuits.
Yeah.
That's kind of bad.
It really
sorry.
is. It's okay. It's okay. Write that one
Bad.
down.
I said it twice.
Don't just stop saying it.
Stop saying bad.
Thousands 3 times now. So I love the idea of surfers like being in like fur wetsuits,
Yes.
right? Because it makes them look like kind of like warriors,
A
like
little
Vikings
bit,
coming
right?
out of water.
Like I want them to hold a spear.
Yeah, and just be like
Get on the surfboard with a spear in your fur wetsuit and just attack.
Yeah, and you'll be swimming.
That inspires fear.
That does inspire.
And
love.
Love also.
It does inspire
Because they're
love.
surfers.
So-
yeah, you can also, I'm going to accept inventors.
Okay.
I'll
yeah.
accept engineers, inventors.
It
and if
says-
it's definitely a scientist, you can say scientist.
It says the person who's helping design this is a professor of mechanical engineering and associate head of the department at MIT. So these are some wicked
Ooh,
smart
that's a wicked
folks.
engineer
Yeah.
right there. Yeah. Mhm.
We can control the length, spacing, and arrangement of hairs, which allows us to design textures to match certain dive speeds and maximize the wetsuit's dry region. So pretty rad, right?
I'm impressed.
Yeah. So that's that. We
Good.
Oh, that
Good.
was that one.
Good.
That was that
Beavers.
one.
We
We're moving
love
along. Okay, this one's. I don't even know where this is going to go because
Okay.
I took a glance at like a couple of these and I was
Yeah.
like, this is a cool article. Termite den, office building.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, termite dens look otherworldly, but they are surprisingly comfortable places to live. Not for humans.
I've never been in one.
I've never been one. It's been ages since I've visited a termite den. While the temperature outside swings wildly throughout the day from lows in the 30s to highs over 100, the inside of a termite den holds steady at a comfortable, to a termite, 87 degrees. Holds steady.
Wow.
Okay. Mike Pierce, architect. So now we got another job title here.
Perfect.
Architect of Eastgate Center in Harare, Zimbabwe, studied the cooling chimneys and tunnels of termite dens.
Okay.
He applied those lessons to the 333,000 square foot Eastgate Center.
333,000 square feet. That's an impressive building.
That is very impressive. Which uses 90% less energy to heat and cool than traditional buildings. The building has large chimneys that naturally draw in cool air at night to lower the temperature of the floor slabs, just like termite dens.
Wow.
During the day, these slabs retain the coolness, greatly reducing the need for supplemental air conditioning. Isn't that rad?
That is too good.
Yeah, this might be one of the coolest nuggets we have the whole time.
That is a nugget amongst nuggets.
a nugget amongst nuggets.
It is the nugget.
The nugget.
I just like the idea of summer nuggets. I like the title of this, by the way,
it
the
is
summer
real good.
nuggets. It's very,
I
it's
knew
very
it.
nice.
I knew by the fifth one you'd come around.
I'm here finally with you. I finally accept the show.
By the way, I'm so happy Veronica's still here. She hasn't been summoned away
I
yet.
am, except she's gonna miss lunch now.
I know she's
I
gonna
think
miss lunch.
we're gonna have to kill somebody.
I know, exactly. Heads will roll.
Heads are gonna roll.
my-
You think I won't make heads roll? I'll make heads roll.
That's
They're gonna
my
roll.
that's my favorite phrase that was once uttered to me. I just love saying heads
will roll.
because it's such a funny insult. Oh, heads will roll.
Well, yeah, it's this idea that there's a king out there with an axe who's gonna
It's gonna
literally
behead
kill you.
Yeah, heads will
Yeah,
roll.
heads will roll.
Exactly.
On that termite thing. That's really clever. That's really brilliant. We should be looking at that in more places because
Absolutely.
that's geez, heating and cooling of
Right.
buildings.
If
like
the
keeping-
building was designed,
This kind of goes back to what you were saying a couple weeks ago on the past nugget
past nugget.
of the world that we live in now and the responsibility we have because of the world we live in now.
Yeah.
We are now used to being somewhere between 69
yeah,
and 75 degrees.
right.
Somewhere in that range. I
Yes.
mean, everybody's kind of like, yeah, I mean, I'm inside of a building. It needs to be perfectly temperatured. Otherwise, why am I inside a building?
I inside a
There's
building?
no reason to even be here.
Right.
So we're used to that. Like, that's now the expectation.
Yeah.
That is an energy-intensive expectation.
Yeah.
So the more we can do to make that easy, to make that efficient, so that you can just spend less electricity to make the same temperature, I mean,
I'm all for it.
I mean,
that
makes a big difference to the environment. That's a huge carbon saver.
Yes.
Huge.
Absolutely.
So if termites can show us the way, I mean,
I'll follow.
I'm in.
Termites, take us there. Take us to the future.
And stop eating my house.
Stop eating his house. Up next,
please.
Burr. A burr, which is those spiky little balls that are stuck to your socks.
When you're out west.
Yep.
Up in the hills, up in the mountains. You're outside in the desert.
Yeah, burrs were very common in Oklahoma as a kid. Yep. You go out and you get burrs on your ankles. It's like a little tiny spiky ball in a field. And
Not
they'd be all
as
over you.
common where there's lots of water. So in the Midwest and the East Coast, right? In the South, you're not going to get so many burrs. That's really more in the drier regions of the country. Right. But anytime you've been hiking and playing around in the drier regions, you will definitely experience a burr.
Yeah. So this is a
little spiky ball.
Yeah, this is a piece of tech that is been around for a while. So they're giving us examples of like new ones, but this is like an old school idea.
Hey, we already talked about the sponge.
Yeah, exactly, the sponge. So Burr was one of the inspirations for
Aaron Burr.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Velcro.
Oh yeah, okay.
Velcro. So that's where it came from.
Because they stick together so well.
Exactly. So Velcro is widely known as an example of biomimicry. You may have worn shoes with Velcro straps. And so Velcro was invented by Swiss engineer Georges de Mestral in 1941 after he removed burrs from his dog and decided to take a closer look at how they worked. The small hooks found at the end of the burr needles inspired him to create the now ubiquitous Velcro. Think about it. Without this material, the world wouldn't know Velcro jumping, a sport in which people dressed in full suits of Velcro attempt to throw their bodies as high up on a wall as possible. Just think if George de Mestral could see where his invention would lead. People jumping. Have you ever done one of those? I have done it. I 100% have done it.
Most people
I've done it.
Don't know what Velcro jumping is.
Okay, I've done it.
That's what's hilarious about this. Oh, we never would have known of the famous sport of Velcro jumping.
I was somewhere. I feel like it was a festival, a fair or something, and you could pay tickets to give it a try. And it was like they put your body in, it's all Velcro, and there's a wall, and it's got Velcro over there. And you run, and you jump, and you try to stick to it.
That's fun.
It's fun. Yeah. It's fun. I got to do it. And so, yeah, it's like how high can you land and stay?
Yeah.
But anyway.
My biggest Velcro moment was I have a vivid memory
Okay.
of being very young, and my mom was teaching me to tie my shoes.
Yeah.
And I had Velcro shoes.
The best.
That you could they were like a little U that you could just pull over and Velcro down and hold my shoes on.
Yeah.
And I remember she was teaching me to tie the shoes, and I was getting frustrated because I just couldn't figure it out. For whatever reason, it's too hard for me to figure out how to do it.
So hard.
I'm trying to tie the shoes, and I got frustrated, and I said, why do I need to learn to tie my shoes? I like my Velcro shoes. I just want to wear Velcro shoes so I don't have to tie my shoes for a while. And my mom, she pushed through.
She got you.
Stubborn as I am, she kept making me learn to tie the shoe. And today, I barely wear any Velcro shoes.
Barely any Velcro shoes.
That's an adorable
We pan down in his shoes, his pants. Everything is still Velcro. Velcro's
Velcro
great.
pants.
Velcro's great,
Velcro
but
jacket,
we all know
Velcro
it
hat.
loses its Velcro over time. That's what you would remember is you'd have shoes that had the Velcro strap, and then you have that shoe for a little while, and then after a while it's like, that's Velcro.
Ladies and gentlemen, this desk that you're looking at.
You just broke the illusion that this is a high.
No! Why did I do that? Bleep that. Bleep the whole episode.
No, it's okay.
No, we do. We use
Look behind the curtain.
We use the magic
Those are your Velcro.
of those are my shoes. That's what they're shoes. Shoes.
Yeah.
The magic
Of this desk.
of engineering
Engineering.
allowed this desk to not exist here 24 hours a day, but only when we need it.
And when we need it. And we have Velcro
And we use
to
Velcro
thank.
for that. Thank you, Velcro.
Thank you, Velcro. All right. Up next, we're going to keep moving. We've got Veronica
Hey,
still
look,
here.
this is barely a
racing
summer
this
nugget.
clock.
This is a full-on episode.
I know. By the way, do you want to check your email to make sure they're not trying to contact you and be like, yeah, we're running late?
No, Greg just calls me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you tell Greg if you're missing lunch, heads will roll.
Heads will roll.
Seriously.
Up next.
I'll call Greg myself.
Up next.
Live on the show. We hear Noel complaining.
Noel berating Greg. Up next, whales and turbines.
Okay.
Whales have been swimming around the ocean for a long time, and the evolution has crafted them into a super efficient form of life. They're able to dive hundreds of feet below the surface and stay there for hours. They sustain their massive size by feeding on animals smaller than the eye can see, and they power their movement with uber-efficient fins and tails. Scientists at Duke University, Westchester University, and the U.S. Naval Academy discovered that the bumps at the front edge of a whale fin greatly increase its efficiency, reducing drag by 32% and increasing lift by 8%.
Wow.
Companies are applying the idea to wind turbine blades, cooling fans, airplane wings, and propellers, applying these bumps. Another cool example of like just...
Lovely
wow.
lady bumps?
Lovely. My bumps. My lovely whale bumps. Check it out. Yeah. That's all they
Wow.
had. That was that whole category. That's done.
That's it?
Yep. That's all. They're just saying, look, they're working on it.
Okay.
They're working on it.
We're
Working on it over here.
whales rule.
Whales rule.
They're the best. I'm glad that whales are able to make...
help out.
Look, who'd have thought
Who'd have thunk it?
bumps are going to save the planet?
Bumps. It's all comes down to bumps.
Okay.
So I think this might be the last one.
Okay,
if we're doing it. No.
Wait a
Oh
minute,
gosh,
wait a
we have
minute, wait a
so
minute.
many. We may have to move quick.
God.
Okay.
Oh,
we
God.
We have 3 left.
3 left. High speed.
Okay, high speed. Ready?
Because this is supposed to be a summer nugget.
I know.
And I'm worried that Veronica's going to miss lunch.
I know.
So we gotta go.
Birds and jets. Okay, and these aren't street gangs. It's not the birds versus the jets. It's the birds and jets.
Can you imagine if your gang was called the Birds?
The birds. Yeah. We got the jets and the birds.
The Birds.
What do? They fly away when they when they find
You
conflict.
can't touch them.
Yeah. Birds have been able to boost the distance they're able to fly by more than 70% through the use of the V shape. Scientists have discovered that when a flock takes on the similar V formation, when one bird flaps its wings to create a small updraft that lifts the bird behind. Isn't that cool? Mm-hmm. So we're seeing the birds in the V formation in the sky. Mm-hmm. They're doing it to help the other birds. Rad, right?
Teamwork.
It's teamwork. Makes the dream work. Mm-hmm. As each bird passes, they add their own energy to the stroke, helping all birds maintain flight. By rotating their order through the stack, they spread out the exertion. So, man, birds are wicked smart.
Birds are wicked smart.
Yeah.
I wonder, how many neurons do you think we're working with here?
I'm going to go with a solid 68,000.
68 thou?
Yeah, I think so. Solid? I don't know. Actually,
Probably millions.
Probably millions
Yeah.
because mice, I think, were in the still in the millions.
I think we're like 100 million
Yeah,
right now.
probably, yeah.
We should find that out. Let's.
We're 86 billion.
Yeah, let's
Call
get,
now.
Let's get who
knows
got
neurons?
me my coffee this morning? Who got me my sandwich this morning?
Michelle.
Let's
Michelle.
have Michelle get on that.
Find out how many neurons are in birds.
Find out how many neurons are in.
A group of researchers at Stanford.
I'll learn everyone's name eventually. Like it's a big office. There's a lot, and I'm
Michelle,
very
please,
busy.
please don't take any offense.
Very busy person.
Get him another croissant.
Yeah, please.
A group of researchers at Stanford University think passenger airlines could realize fuel savings by taking the same tactic. Interesting, right? Yeah. So, in scenarios where jets from West Coast airports meet up and fly in formation en route to their East Coast destinations by traveling in a V shape with planes taking turns in front as birds do.
That's awesome.
That's kind of cool, right?
Yeah.
Like you're in a flight pattern.
Yeah. Your plane is a flight pattern.
Yeah.
Your plane is just a team of birds.
And what a cool thing to see in the sky fly by. You're like, oh, here comes a V formation. It's just all these ships flying over your head.
Yeah.
That sounds pretty cool. It's kind of
That's
like the
rad.
Blue Angels. Kind of like the Blue Angels,
Yeah.
which I love the Blue Angels.
Oh, come on.
Van Halen, Dreams.
Yes. Just to clarify, in case people think I'm the world's most dirtiest
Boss?
butthead that ever lived on Earth, Michelle is an invented human.
It's not a real
Not
person.
actually a person who works here.
It was a
There
joke.
is no Michelle.
It was a
And
joke.
if Michelle worked here, I would definitely remember her name. Just
Michelle, my belle,
bon Dieu la
demande, les
bien
bien
in French.
ensemble,
Yeah.
les bien ensemble. Okay.
Do you have to go?
We're going to keep...
No, I got the birds neuron. How many neurons do birds have?
So Veronica's on the job. See, we don't need it. We don't even need Michelle.
She's on the job.
Can you talk into the microphone?
In the microphone.
Sorry, it's because I can't hear myself.
Yeah.
Oh, rub it in.
No. Sorry. 136 million to 2.17 billion.
Okay, so it's a
Okay.
range depending on the species of
Depending-
bird.
yeah, depending
So it can be like
So
hundreds of millions.
0.17 billion is 170 million. If somebody was wondering.
Okay, awesome. So there you go.
That's a lot. That's good. Birds are kicking some sweet butt. So,
doing
anyways,
good.
there is no Michelle. Jacob invented Michelle today because I had a call and then I didn't have breakfast, and Jacob said, "I'll get you breakfast." And then when I come in on your conference call, you should say thanks, Michelle, as a joke, because as if there was and I did, by the way.
He did.
And
He
I did.
100% committed to the joke. He went,
said, "Thanks, Michelle."
And I laughed,
Yeah.
and I left.
Yeah.
Okay, last two. The lotus flower
Equals.
and paint.
Oh.
Okay. The lotus flower is sort of like the shark skin of dry land. The flower's micro-rough surface naturally repels dust and dirt particles, keeping its petals sparkling clean.
Does it have teeth on its skin?
It can eat your hand off. Don't touch a lotus. It will kill you. No, I'm just kidding. If you've ever looked at a lotus leaf under a microscope, you've seen a sea of tiny nail-like protuberances. That's a good word. Protuberances.
So they either have protuberances or denticles, and that's the secret.
The secret of life is protuberances or denticles, which is a song by the band The Lion Machine.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
That can fend off specks of dust. When water rolls over a lotus leaf, it collects anything on the surface, leaving a clean leaf behind.
I cannot
I just can't with this lotus.
believe that we're even living in a world with something as cool as that.
I know. So a German company called ISPO spent 4 years researching this phenomenon and has developed a paint with similar properties. The micro-rough surface of the paint pushes away dust and dirt, diminishing the need to wash the outside of a house.
I mean,
Incredible.
Incredible. I could use that.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, because like right now,
That sounds like I'm being so critical of your house.
Your house is the dirtiest sack of house I've ever seen. People in your neighborhood frown.
It's
You are
amazing.
the joke.
It's amazing how quickly you can turn something into an insult the minute you go like, yeah, you could. What was the thing you told me, the new slang?
Yeah. Well, look, Jacob, you probably should think twice about talking so close to the microphone, given your history.
Given your history.
Giving your
That was it. Given your history.
Giving your
This is the new
was our-
this is the new Australian power move.
That's our new power move.
Just say, given
is
your
to
history
go-
to the end of almost anything, and you have immediately put yourself in a superior position over the other one. Hey, you sure you want to fill that with water? Given your history?
Given your history. Which
The person immediately be like, what do you mean?
my last name is Givens, so I feel like I'm very vulnerable to this
You are.
insult.
Givens your history.
Givens your history.
Yes. There is one more there.
There's one more.
Looks like it, right?
There's one more.
Oh my
This is
God.
the last one.
This
We've
is
reached
the end of Summer Nuggets.
This is the end of Summer Nuggets.
All right, let's do
which
it.
could be a forever thing or an ever thing.
Forever Nuggets?
Forever Nuggets.
Forever Nuggets was the album that the Lion Machine released.
The Lion Machine wrote with
when they did
protuberances and
denticles. Yeah.
Yep. Beetle equals water collection.
Oh,
and
that
I
makes
don't mean those four fab guys from Liverpool, the Fab Four. So I'm not talking about those beetles. I'm talking about the insect, the beetle. Let's hear all about it, John. Let's hear all about it. The Stenocara beetle is a master water collector. The small black bug lives in a harsh, dry desert environment and is able to survive thanks to the unique design of its shell.
All right.
The Stenocara's back is covered in a small, smooth bumps that serve as collection points for condensed water or fog. It comes back to the bumps, just like the whales. The entire shell is covered in a
beetle bumps.
Yeah, it's lovely beetle bumps. It's covered in a slick Teflon-like wax and is channeled so that the condensed water from morning fog is funneled into the beetle's mouth. It's brilliant in its simplicity.
It always is.
It always is. Beautiful simplicity. It is.
Yeah.
Researchers at MIT have been able to build on a concept inspired by the Stenocara's shell and first described by Oxford University's Andrew Parker. They have crafted a material that collects water from the air more efficiently than existing designs. About 22 countries around the world use nets to collect water from the air, so such a boost in efficiency could have a big impact.
That's very, very cool.
That's it.
Very, very cool.
Very cool.
I like it.
So I would
like
say
what we're up to here.
that was a very successful.
I think it's been a fantastic
number
podcast.
5 nuggets, summer nuggets. Here, 8 amazing examples of biomimicry.
I can't believe it.
The last one.
Is there another article?
There is, but
Let's just do the title. We can't. We have no time.
no time.
We have no time, Jacob. There's no time.
no time left. It says Australia to phase out destructive gill nets from Great Barrier Reef waters.
I don't want to talk about that.
Well, you want to know why I don't want to talk about it?
I
don't know what to say about, Mr. and Mrs. Nets and their son Gil and what got him banned from.
He has been destructive for a long time.
Such a dumb joke.
Gil, look, Gil has some problems.
Gilbert Nets is banned
Yeah.
from Great Barrier Reef in Australia.
Well, and Australia as well. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. He lights a lot of things on fire.
Yeah.
He barely wears pants anymore.
Oh my gosh.
He's got 2 cans of spray paint, and he's not even very good at graffiti art.
Gil Nets.
Gil Nets.
Pleased to meet you.
Gil Nets, graffiti artist.
Aren't you banned? Yeah. I'm a pyrotechnic graffiti artist. Yes.
Can't hold me down.
Can't hold me down.
Gil Nets.
Oh, Gil Nets. Now do it in Aussie.
Yeah, Gil Nets, he can't hold me down, mate.
Mr. and Mrs. Nets are ashamed of their son, Gil. He's been banned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm banned.
Gilbert
I've been
Nets.
banned. Nobody lets me back in. I'm banned, mate. Throwing me out.
So that's why that one was in the bottom of the pile. That's why, right there.
Gil Nets. That's an interesting topic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're banning Gil Nets.
Yeah,
in
well, they're
Australia?
like, well, I would love to get into what
bring it back
the
later?
big issues are with the big. No, not longer than a nugget.
No.
You know, but
Okay, so maybe
I
we'll
would
talk
have
about.
probably accepted that nugget.
Really?
I probably would have accepted that. I think here's the problem, Jacob,
No.
is that you brought 8 pretty good stories. There was only one that I was like,
Yeah, and that was
7
the
out of 8.
Yeah.
And it's
7.
interesting, Hydra. I just feel like
We did-
I feel
we-
like that's
we've
a
talked about it.
the topic we've belabored.
And honestly, look, when I printed it up, I expected we wouldn't cover that one. Honestly, it was like because searching for 10,
Yeah.
I was hard pressed to find 10 really great articles. And
Yeah.
so when I landed on 7, I was pretty stoked. And so I had the hydrogen as like, I don't think we'll do this one for very long.
yeah.
We got a Sonol joke out of it. That's all
We did. Sonol.
Sonol.
That
Yes.
was excellent.
But guys,
But you'd have to go back to weeks ago if you wanted to hear that joke.
yeah, you have to go back. Yeah, if you've missed all these nuggets, then go back and check them out.
Check them out. They're
them out.
fun.
Yeah, they're such fun nuggets.
Tell your friends.
Yes.
Tell your enemies.
Tell your enemies. Tell your frenemies.
Yeah, your frenemies.
And subscribe, share, let everybody know about the Biofriendly Podcast. Thank you for joining us through this series. We're excited to see how it all works out this summer. And when we come back, we'll see. We're going to evaluate like how we feel after 5 weeks of summer nuggets.
How are we emotionally?
How are we emotionally?
How are we physically?
Will we need to sit for a moment and just breathe and cry and laugh?
We definitely need to cry.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm a big crier.
Me too.
I weep.
So, with that being said, we are your beacon of light in a gloomy environment.
Bringing you top quality content since 1823.
Science without the stiffness,
Green without the grooning.
inspiring fear and love.
This show is about patience.
Careful, you'll catch feelings.
Kerosene guy and nicotine balls have been.
Corn Dog Rogers.
Corn Dog Rogers and Kerosene Guy have been battling epically in my brain for years.
Yes.
Something like
That's
that.
it.
Have had a long life battle.
No, lifelong.
Have had a lifelong
Lifelong
battle
battle.
in my head.
And finally, we'll turn your enemies into friends.
That's a good one.
Veronica?
We will turn your enemies. Yes.
That was it, right? That was it?
Yes,
it, right?
what's your name?
Yeah.
That's the tag. That's
Veronica, this is the end of the nuggets, so here you go.
Happy nuggets and stop and stop the flower.
Happy Nuggets. Happy Nuggets is now required.
No, it's required. No, it's required.
Oh my God! Happy Nuggets.
Happy
everybody.
Nuggets. Okay, go for it again.
Veronica, that's it.
I want to hear it one more time. Say Happy Nuggets.
Happy nuggets and stop and smell the flowers.
It's the Biofriendly Podcast. It's the Biofriendly Podcast.